Hi, Angelina. It's nice to see you again. So I met Angelina at a networking event, and it was like we were at the right time at the right place because we had swapped countries at around the same time. So in 2008, 2009 was a housing crisis, and I had just graduated with my master's, and work was hard to find. So I had moved to Hong Kong, and you were in China. And
Yes,
your father's business took a hit from the housing crisis and you came to California.
yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
we switched countries about the same time period.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah, so I was thinking today we could talk a little bit about what it feels like to immigrate and all the feelings that come with that, like feelings of loss for your country, for your culture, for your friends and your family. But also the excitement, right, that comes with, oh, it's a new country, maybe new opportunity. But it can also be very scary because you don't know sometimes where you're gonna land, how you're gonna land, if you're gonna make it, if you're not gonna make it. And sometimes it's very isolating, because you're still getting to know people, you look different, you feel different, you're not sure if you're wanted there or not. So it can also be very rejecting.
Hmm.
So, would you mind sharing a little bit about your experience when you came to California?
Of course not. Yeah, Monica. And whatever you said totally resonated with me. And only a person who has been an immigrant could feel or understand those feelings you describe, because I believe that's exactly how we felt. But because our family, we always decided to send me to study abroad because just the higher educational system were more rigid, and so we always plan to. I always wanted to study abroad, and the huge plan change because my parents lost their business and they bankrupted. They had nothing to do back in China. We wanted to stay together as a family. So we moved to the country together, to the States. And so in that situation, of course, because we lost the money and literally came here with almost just three suitcases, then there's an uncertainty, I believe, both of my parents and me were feeling. But for me, I was more emotionally ready to go to another country because it's just always there. I know for my parents, it's definitely a huge, um, even we could call it trauma for them and a shock, especially for my dad. And of course, both of my parents, because they built a business together. In all my memory, they've been working really hard. They worked every day as a business owners. They don't get a day off. And during the weekend, I will be going to the factory or going to the company with them together. My parents run a building material business, so they had a factory producing cement, mainly cement, because that was the main building material in China. So we will be doing that together. But yeah, so that's a huge change for my parents. They lost their another baby, to be honest. And we came here, I saw a lot more uncertainty and of course feeling of loss and sadness. For me, I had that too, but also there's excitement for me, I guess, because I was younger, emotionally more ready. And also my parents sent me to, I went to international school to be ESL ready, English second language education. And that was a great part because I can do the communication, and that really helped a lot. So yeah, huge big change, and that's how it was started.
Yeah, it's a massive change. And
Absolutely.
even culturally, right?
Yes,
Big change.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, we of course came to California straight, and Los Angeles was the first city we settled in because we have friends there, and California is a very diverse culture, is very diverse, sort of. state, probably the best in the United States. And that's how luckily my parents will have a Chinese speaking community to
Oh, yes,
communicate, to
right.
associate
That
with.
helps.
If yeah, if it's just completely English speaking community, and my parents probably will feel more lost. And yeah, and my dad started, we found him started having depression because he lost his life work. And he's a very stubborn, and you mentioned the cultural difference. So in Asian culture, you probably feel your identity was destroyed. For me, I feel like, oh yeah, you lost it, right? And what to do? You had to start something new, right? Learn from your loss. That's more Western side of the culture. You can say, oh yes, we fail forward, you learn from your past. And the most successful people failed most times. That's how they gained experiences. That's how they become stronger. In It's a completely different story in Asian culture, and my dad is still in that mindset. So he felt like a loser, basically. That's exactly the feeling we got from him. And then he's pretty much emotionally shut it down, didn't socialize, didn't really have the interest for life or doing anything else. So that led to his dementia in a very early age, that was in his 50s. So because that happened, of course, we just wanted him to be happy, and that he couldn't be working anymore, even though we started doing small jobs. Well, to start with, working at friend's vegan business, vegan restaurant. That's where we were helping. And later on, we moved to the Bay Area, San Francisco, because just want to change of environment. I wanted to go to school here. And my mom had to become our bread earner for the household, and she started a small nail salon with her friend as a nail technician. My mom did all of that without really having the time to go learn English and learn the American business side or all of those things. And so I really respect her doing that. And of course, she worked really hard to be able to support me through architecture school. That's what I majored in. And also my mom paid our San Francisco rent. So
Wow.
her
Amazing.
house were really deteriorating after several years working more than 10, 12 hours every day. She worked 6, 7 days most of the time, maybe got a day off if it's slower. And I saw my mom from we being vegans actually for 13 years. So my parents took care of their health. They had the blessing of great health. But my mom also started having some shoulder pain, brain fog, low energy. She was aging also really fast. Um, that's what she's most stressed out about. And I started having a skin challenge. I had full face acne breakout, and I went to clinical treatment for it for about a year, because those years we've been working hard. And yeah, I think I did kind of try to hold in my emotion, because the need for us to survive is just so great. Think about it, when you need to think about how to make the rent every month, you probably don't have many of the choice. And I did sleep probably 3, 4, 5 hours maximum every day, going through that 5, 6 years of architecture school. That's how long it takes. Normally 5 years for full-time students, but I was never full-time. And yeah, but that's, we can talk a lot more about the struggle and all of that. But I'm not really complaining about it. And I really appreciate the experience, because really hard times give us struggle, but also lessons. And you grow the most during struggling time. So I do say I learn the most during that time. I grow the most during this time, except comparing to the past, I was lucky I could be protected or have the resources or privilege because my parents. But now, really, it's on me, sort of. So yeah, I really appreciate the experience, and it just what made us who we are today.
Yeah, and so you bring up some good points, right? It's the struggle is an opportunity. What's the opportunity here, right? And do I believe I can get through it? And I hear you saying yes. I tried to look at everything as a lesson. And it sounds
Mhm.
like your mom was also able to. I mean, it was stressful, it was hard. You're right. You were living in survival, you had to hustle, but you pulled it
Mhm.
off. That's an amazing win
Yeah.
for both of you. Do you
Yeah.
have any advice for any female entrepreneurs out there?
Yeah, I really learned so much from my mom, and not learn. She's very soft from the outside, and she will not sit there and say, "Let me teach you a lesson," or talk to me this way. I learned everything from her action, and yes, I guess also Asian culture. She embodies this great work ethic, and she's very resilient. I was so surprised to see a woman could be so strong, and just hold in those uncertainty in her own heart. And she will be the one following my dad always in the past, even though they build the business together. But my dad will be the leader, would have the idea and build things, and she will fix the infrastructure or being dealing with the people. But she will never take the she did not take the lead. But when you just put in that situation, she has this great energy or so much more to give. And my family or me and my dad, we could be where we are today. I give all the credits for my mom,
Yeah.
because she's the one pay the rent. She's the one show me how to be strong, how to deal with life challenge. Is yeah, if you just complain or feel sorry about yourself, she still does, or but she does not complain, but she feels like yeah, it's pretty sad, we lost the business, but she doesn't. That's normal for everybody when you're I guess I need to give a suggestion. So of course your brain will always trick you or talk you out of something. That's just how your brain works. It's our survival instinct. They will try to protect you. Um, but once you either forced or you make a decision to get out of your comfort zone, you will really find the ride on the other side is the most amazing and most fruitful if you stick through. Because I guess we have to accept it's hard work when you want to be successful, or when you try to get out of a hard situation and where you see no hope, probably. But just stick through and don't be tricked by your mind, because we can always choose. There's energy flows through us, right? If you say it, or just on another way to say it, you can always make a decision every single second or every day. We can choose either faith or fear, and the fear is just an undirected imagination towards the negative side, right? But if we can channel or train our brain, train our emotion to channel the energy to the positive side, that's faith. And of course, then we can talk more deeper. That's a relationship we build with ourselves. We can believe in other people. We can believe in a lot of other things. Why not ourselves? Um, the most important relationship is us cultivating with ourselves, right? How you see yourself, your self image, how you talk to yourself. That's very, very important, actually. I believe in entrepreneurship, because we always say it's a cliche. Probably 10% is the strategy, or 20%, whatever you call it, but the majority, more than 80%, will be our mindset.
Mhm.
So that's what I learned from my mom, also what I really applied to my own business, my own entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that's amazing advice. It's fantastic. I love what you said, connecting to yourself, trusting yourself, believing in yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Angelina, thank you so much. Before we end, though, would you like to tell people about your business?
Yeah, sure. And that's a blessing, a gift also from what we've been through. And yes, I'm still a freelance architect, and now I have a health business. I work with a biotech company. It's a patented biotechnology in health, and the company name is ASEA. So the products are developed around this patent. And I found it because I was searching for a solution for my parents. Because for things like dementia, those kind of things, you never know how it gonna goes. And gonna do a disclaimer here. ASEA does not treat or cure any disease. It simply harnesses our body's own power to keep you well and to heal itself. It so yes, I found this technology because Huffington's Post and the Forbes magazine featured it. And of course, we being the holistic or the vegan family, always of course gear more towards to the alternative healing modality. And also, I just believe what my parents had was not going to be solved by a pill or anything. So, of course, I follow my intuition and found it. I love the idea because it's considered as a bioreplenishment and it's not any new invention. It's not another product just because we already have those redox molecules, which is what's in the product. It's stabilized redox molecules outside the human body in a bioactive form. And we already have those molecules in every cell of our body. We can say human body, we are redox programs. That's how our cells function on a day-to-day basis. So these molecules are the cellular messenger, and they guarantee the cellular communication. And only when your cells are talking to each other, communicating, your whole body is communicating smoothly, then things will be running smoothly. We ended up needing them later on in life is because human bodies started naturally losing those molecules around puberty, 1% every year. That's the real reason why human body are getting sick and we are aging, because if we look at those things on a cellular level, they're pretty much all damaged cells in redox molecules eyes. So redox molecules natural function is they detect and find those damaged cells in our body, either go repair them or tell them to kill themselves off if they're too badly damaged. And so that's just amazing function how our body works. And for me, when I see this technology at that time, even though I did not, of course, fully appreciate the science because I'm not a scientist, but the idea completely caught my attention, and I thought it completely made sense. And of course, we took a leap of faith, and it helped my dad and my whole family regain our health back. So my dad's cognitive issue is healed by his own body because the help of those redox molecules. And also he had this really bad discomfort in his knees. And we all know if you have a aging parents or a senior, normally will get those kind of joint issue. That's what my dad had. And I always remembered it for decades since I remember things. He's using heating pad, different kinds of creams for that. But now his joint were healed, and by his body's amazing power, by the boosting of redox molecules. And also my mom is very healthy, have a great energy level, even though her business got even busier. And just for the anti-aging benefit, her her wrinkle reduction is more than 85%. And this also healed my face, my breakouts in 3 months. So that's the results we were receiving. But we stay on the product just as users for at least 3 years while I was going I became an architect, and I just been doing freelance work. I made a business decision when the lockdown hit because I've been looking for a way to retire my mom faster. and because the results we were receiving. And I just thought this is so aligned with what I believe in health, and health is my another passion. Also, I and my parents, we didn't really appreciate it enough when we had our health. It's a lot of familiarity. And when we were losing it, I realized, oh my God, health, to be honest, is the foundation for everything. Only when you have your physical health, now we can talk about dreams, we can talk about relationships, we can talk about adventures, plans, whatever you want really in your life. Then I realized this is the foundational need we have, and also people desperately looking for, or the whole world desperately need to, I guess, our opinion on health really desperately need to be shifted, because it could be better, and I completely believe in holistic healing. I think that's a perfect message for me to share with the world. So I made it my business, and that's it's been an amazing journey.
That's really interesting. A lot of that is a little over my head with the science, but I appreciate you sharing. So
Thank
uh, earlier you mentioned that your dad, you felt also could benefit from releasing some trauma. Do you think
Yes,
that brain spotting could have been something that would help your dad?
absolutely. And that's how we got connected, Monica. And I also, for my brand, just my health business, I want to promote, and I never tell people, oh my God, I'm only a product person. You take my products, you'll be healthy. No, because I'm healthy is not just because my diet, not because I'm a vegan. Some people might, vegan diet don't work for them. But it's a lot of other things. I always wanted to make people see the whole picture of our health because it's all related. Your mental health, your physical health, and your spiritual health even, and you never should be looking at health with just one layer. And um, if you say, okay, on the physical level you can find great products or nutrition that works for your cells, for your body, the you could be also, if you look at deeper, it could be your emotion, right? Your emotion cause the oxidative stress, and that's literally the main factor causing modern disease these days. And then if we look even deeper, it could be your spiritual level, karmic, whatever you call it, woo or stuff. But for me, that's just how I look into our health, and it's all interrelated. So for my dad, even though this helped him, right, with his physical well-being, and that's also, I think, a great, perfect tool for your physical illness and everything. But even in my own life, right, I exercise, I eat great things, I do strength trainings, cardio, even you being a vegan, whatever diet you are doing, we need to watch the nutrition and maybe do a muscle testing. What's your body needed the most, right? And so, yes, to answer your question, Monica, definitely, I do believe, for example, for something like my dad had, it caused deep trauma
Yeah.
or kind of like emotional shock for him. So even though he's healthy on a physical level, but I do believe if he's being open and those emotional relief, for example, what you do, Monica, emotional or brain spotting would definitely help him release those, because our neurons, our cells record things, and the emotional feelings cause really impressions in those. And you're the scientist and the professional on this side, then if we kind of release this or doing the work for our emotional side, it's definitely gonna complete the whole health picture. And so, yes, I really do believe all those things could work perfectly together as a whole thing. And everybody will be speaking to different things, right? Different things speak to different people. And yeah, the reason why also I make redox molecules, or ASEA, my business, is because I see this as a whole picture. And we talked about this before, Monica. I said, if we look into our health as a big house, then redox molecules, they're the labors to build a house, right? And those nutritions, or maybe if you're taking medication or whatever other things we put into our body or assist, supplement our cells with, those are the building materials. But when the labors were missing or lacking because we're naturally losing them as it's aging process, then those building materials could not be properly absorbed or utilized. Then I made a relation. I said, okay, then this is something actually not just nice to have, but it's foundational for cellular health and cellular communication. And once you take care of that, and then there's even something deeper we could look into our health. Because if you have blocked energy, maybe your magnetic fields, and also your emotion, then you also need to take care of that part. So of course, depends on what people need. But I believe if we use this holistic or whole total view to look into our health, then you will be finding the perfect thing that works for your own health. And we need to prioritize our health in a very important position in our life for sure.
Yeah, and I noticed a couple of things too. What you were talking about that I miss about the Chinese culture is the holistic, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, the emotions, the energies, all of that.
Yes. And we could learn from each other, the
Yeah,
Western culture and the Eastern culture.
definitely.
Because of course we talk a lot about the Zen stuff or the spiritual side, but people might be losing it in modern days. So yes, even Chinese herbal medicine, Oriental medicine is very popular, maybe in the Western culture. But what I see is the mental health picture, mental health part is missing in this Oriental
I see.
medicine or holistic health. But here, at least, we have psychologists, right? In Western culture, we actually talk about mental health, and it's getting more and more important these days, which is a great thing to see. But for the Western healthcare, for example, just traditional mainstream medication, Western doctor, right, the surgery, those pills, it's still not complete because it is healing the symptoms, but rarely really addressing the root cause for our health. So I just think, yes, we can always learn from different things, and but just always make sure we look at the whole picture and address the root cause for the disease, and go even deeper. If you
Yes.
find, yes, there's something else,
Mhm.
emotional level, spiritual level that need to be taken care of. So that's how amazing my journey has been, because it's opening more and more my vision, my knowledge for holistic healing modalities. Um, People are doing amazing things these days, and my mission is just to collaborate and unite all of us and help the world to really shift our perspective of how we look into our health. And yes, so if people really understand that, I believe they can make a better choice for their own health.
Yes, I agree with you. Angelina, that was brilliant. You're
Thank you.
fantastic. Very
Thank you,
articulate.
Monica. You
I really
are as
appreciate
well.
you being a guest, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Bye.